Okay, students, today I'm going to be explaining the book report to you. A lot of you had questions, so I want to make sure that you understand this assignment, and there are a few things that are different about it. I'm going to be using period, second, third period to kind of just explain. So when you're going in Schoology, we have our pink research folder. You click on that. Now I've done something very cool here and I've created a folder inside of a folder. So you have your book report templates right here. Notice that it says in this folder you will find different templates for your book reports. You may retype the book report using Google Docs and turn it in before the due date. Notice that here I have different types of book reports, and that's because some of your books are different. Some of your authors write nonfiction books, some of them write fiction books, some of them write biographies, and some of them even write poetry. Okay? So when I click on this nonfiction book report, I can see an overview of what I need to turn in for my report. Okay? For a nonfiction book report. If I go to the next one, it's a little bit different because we know the genre is different, and I'll see things that I need to include in a fiction book report. If you're reading a biography about your author, then I gave you two different options. You can use this template or you can use the next template. Okay? For poetry, I believe I also gave you two choices on that, and you can use this template that you see or you can use this one. All right. The main difference here is that you want to make sure that you are creating a new Google Doc to type this in. Normally, it saves as a Google Doc and you guys can make a copy of it. This time, you will not be able to make a copy because these are PDF documents and things like that. Okay, so if I click Next, I see the place where you're actually going to turn in your book report. It says choose the template that fits the type of book you are reading. Retype the information using Google Docs and submit the final product here. So you already know how to submit using Google Docs. Now, you guys know when you turn this in to me, I do have a system that checks to see if you've been plagiarizing. So you need to make sure that you're actually reading the books and not Googling summaries and things like that, because I will find out and you will get a 0. Okay, so going back to the book reports, let's just say that, let's see, I'm going to do a fiction one for an example. So if I'm doing this fiction book report and I know that I can't type inside of here, I can like make it bigger if I want to, make it 80. But I can't necessarily type inside of there. So what I need to do is I need to go to my Google Drive, click Drive, or you can just go straight to Docs if you want to. What I would do is go to Drive, I would click in my research folder, and then I would click New, and I would make a Google Doc. And then I would go ahead and I would name my Google Doc so that I know this is a fiction book report number 1, because this is the first book report that you're going to turn in. Okay, you need to make sure that when you're typing this, The font needs to be at least 12 and no bigger than 14. So now I have to kind of look at the book report, and I'm just going to copy the same information. So it says name, date. So I'll go back to my thing and I'll put my name, tab over, and I can put the date. When I look back, I see that it's supposed to say fiction book report at the front. So I can center fiction book report. The next thing she wants to know is the title of the book. So this is just example. Hunger Games, or even if I was doing something like a crossover. I know the second thing needs to be the author, and I cannot remember that author's name, but the author's name would go there. Main character is the next thing. So the main character. It was Jordan and his brother JB, Jordan and Josh. Then the next line says setting. Okay, and I would just go in and I will continue to fill it in like that. So you're just typing what I have right here, and then you're typing your answers after that. Okay, so that's how that goes. If you're not ready to necessarily put the information in, what you can work on today is simply putting the outline. So typing the outline so that next week when we get on, you can just be ready to put your information in there and you'll just be able to plug it in. Okay, so again, you're just copying what's on there. No, I don't need you to find a picture of books and put that at the top. I mean, if you want to, you can, but the information that I'm going to be looking for is really the text information. Okay, you need to make sure that you have everything that I put on that report. So if it's 2 pages, then yes, you need all this information down here and whatever else. Remember, I told you I'm not worried about the pictures at the top, so the books you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to, let's see if I can show you guys how to submit right quick. So that when you are ready to submit, you can. Uh-oh, went too far. Yeah. Notice that this is due April 22nd, and when we look on our calendar, I don't know if I have the calendar on my home computer. When we look on our calendar, though, I believe next week we are going to be on the Chromebooks. Maybe it's, okay, I guess I don't have the calendar on my home computer. But we're going to be on the Chromebooks Thursday and Friday, I believe, next week. And the book report is due on Friday. So that means you'll have that Thursday and that Friday to work on typing it out. When you get ready to submit, I don't know if I can submit since I'm in teacher view. But when you get ready to submit, basically you press submit and then you go through and you click resources and you can take it straight from your Google Docs and submit it like that. And that's how I want you to submit it. I think I've given you enough clear directions on this. I'm trying to remember all of the questions that everyone was asking me, and that seems about it. So make sure we have that due and turned in. I'm sorry, make sure we have that turned in April the 22nd, next Friday by 11:59 p.m. Alrighty.